Do you want me to?
Live.
Oh wait, there it goes.
It started.
There
It started.
Yeah.
Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman, and tonight we are talking about Minority Report, adapted from the Philip K. Dick novella, story of pre-crime, murder, and how things get fucked up like they usually do because people are people. With us tonight, this is going to be a fun show. We've got a nice panel here. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Frank Gately. And let's go around the horn here, do our intros, and then dive into this because it's a long-ish movie, probably longer than it needed to be, but I think it's a fun movie. Not everybody likes it, but that's okay. We'll disagree and we'll fist fight over that later. With me, as always, he is my partner on this channel. He is my wingman. I wrote the wrong intro for him because I did the show that we're doing next week. He is Shieldwall of Dragons. God damn me.
It's okay. We can talk about the Death Blossom if you want. But
yes. It was about carpet bombing.
Better movie.
Carpet bombing, yeah. But well, thanks for having me on. Thanks to our guests tonight and everybody for being here. Yeah, I saw this movie in the theater when it first came out, and I think I've been working so many long hours that when I saw it, I kind of phased through it. Like, I don't remember that much. I didn't really like the movie, especially the ending. Kind of they're in the house and all that. Anyway,
wow. Shieldwall bringing down the mood.
But it was all right. Like the self-driving cars were really cool. I like those. And that's really about it. But it was well shot. It was well acted, and the sets looked really good and everything. And now looking back on it after seeing all the modern movies, it looks a lot better. I like it a lot more. So, but that seems to be a trend with everything now. You see a movie in the old days that you thought was kind of you see it compared to now, and you're like, this is Shakespeare. So, anyway, glad to be here. And yeah, let's get into it. Oh, also, my avatar is supposed to be a time precognizant cop or whatever. Yeah, there we go. Somehow it's just a denim jacket.
He's a pre-crime dragon.
Yeah, pre-crime
dragon. You and Grok are just great friends now.
Yeah. Yep.
He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker voice. Welcome back, my friend. How was Taco Saturday at Arkham?
Oh, it's lovely as always. We always make sure to get arrested on Friday, have taco night on Saturday, and then we escape on Sunday and then cause all merry mischief. As far as this film goes, I remember seeing it. I don't remember liking it, so I really didn't make a lot of effort to rewatch this, mostly because there was the marked absence of scissors.
Actually, there are scissors in this movie. They are in the beginning. They are an important part of the plot establishment.
Oh yeah, there are. Yes.
All. The love of God, it just won't stop. It never. Every week, folks. Every week, I wish I was dead, and yet here we are maintaining.
Thank you, Last of Us.
Yeah, it's gonna stop when somebody cuts their mic cord accidentally.
Yeah. That's actually why I started wearing earbuds.
The only good thing that ever came from The Last of Us.
Well, that's starting up again in April, but I don't think we're going to be covering it this year. But we'll deal with that mess later on.
So much content from that. Come on
Yeah,
now.
why are you so
It was. It was.
Why are you so anti-fetal alcohol syndrome?
That fetal alcohol syndrome girl fucked me up. She's like the thing of nightmares, man. I've been watching fucking Game of Thrones, and that she's like a smaller version of herself in that. And all I can think of, it's like the smaller, it's a little fetal alcohol syndrome girl. It's a nightmare. He is the meme master of the interwebs, using his power for good instead of evil, but often for evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, my friend. It is good to see you. How are you?
I'm well. I don't know how you can call it good. As of late, I've been doing some pretty
It's just the way the intro is. I can't
attacking memes.
Pretty, they're fucking amazing.
Well, we're looking forward.
Yeah, good to be here.
You got some.
Look forward to talking about this.
So, do you also hate this movie, Jacob? Am I the only one on the panel that likes the movie?
I remember it being a lot better when I watched it, when I saw it first.
Same.
All right. So the host is going to get beat up this week. Got it. His beard knows when someone will try to come on his property. He is Beard of Liberty. How are you, my friend?
Praising, Roman. Praising.
What?
I'm doing pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't show the beard stroking. I assure you it is happening. I'm in an undisclosed location, and beard logo is all you get tonight.
Squeaka, is Squeaka under the desk?
I will.
Is that why the beard is when you talk?
End of comment.
I don't even know where to go here except away from this topic. He is the man who knows all the things about all the things. He is the unbearable 73, the dad that shouldn't be. The Matt Jordy report. Matt, our good friend Matt, welcome back. Good to see you as always. How are you this week?
Been pretty solid week so far, other than living in New Jersey and the winter of my discontent and all that,
Accepted.
I find myself with this movie as I had to force myself to rewatch it. I disliked it as much now as I did then, so to speak. And it's not because the book was better necessarily.
Didn't you say that behind the scenes you liked The Wolfen more than this film?
Yep.
That's a big statement. Given the response we got to Wolfen is perhaps the least favorite movie we've ever watched on the show, except for me, who hated that fucking help me.
That piece of cinematic gold.
Yes. Wolfen, here's the thing. Wolfen was what it was. It didn't try to be what it wasn't.
Pretty much, Jacob.
This movie, like, I'll give you the. You remember how we slammed J.J. Abrams for having lens flare like every other scene and all that, right? This movie, if you watch, the director constantly cuts away to show characters with distorted facial expressions for no reason. And every time he does it, I'm like, go back to the plot. 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 So.
I can't believe I'm the only one that really dug this. This is just so weird. I don't even know where to go with this. I'm not alone. She will tell you if this is the way. Books, games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. Always good to see you. Did you commit any felonies this week?
No, but I wanted to. Because of the snow, I haven't been able to really leave my apartment for 3 days. So it's been
want to do some stuff.
Kind of hard to commit arson with all that snow out there. Eh?
Right. But I did see several wrecks in front of my house. So because people are trying to drive on the ice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, that's fun.
I'm like I have like a little chair on the porch and I'm eating the popcorn. And I'm like, you tried to go up a hill.
I am so glad I no longer live in that area.
I love how our only regular like female on the panel is just like an agent of chaos. Like,
there's also nothing funnier than somebody putting chains on their rear tires of their front wheel drive car.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's extraordinarily.
I had one guy I had one guy they tried to go up the hill the first time and they failed, and I was like, oh, what are we gonna do here? So they backed, and then they revved it to try and go up the hill, and it just was like.
We don't have that here. We have communism, but we don't have bad weather. So, it's a trade-off. We're about to musician, pop culture aficionado, YouTube prostitute, man of the people, who is oddly enough drinking Oreos and milk combined tonight, which is mildly freaking me out. I don't know why. He is Sammy Three-Peat. Welcome back, sir. Always good to see you. How are you this week?
I drink the milk and then I eat the Oreos with a spoon.
I can't. That's just freaking me out. I don't know why.
That sounds good.
Okay, whatever.
It's sludge. It's sludge.
It's
like
pudding. Relax.
It's Oreo sludge.
It's good sludge.
Oreo sludge.
It's Oreo sludge.
So good.
No.
Yeah, this one, I'm with Jacob on this. I have much fonder memories of 2002. I was probably either in 8th or 9th grade. So I remember seeing this in theaters and going, this is really awesome. And this was a bit of a slog. I don't remember.
That's so weird.
I don't have I remember going like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. I loved this movie. And I do not.
I don't understand. I actually enjoyed it more now. I watch it. I was like, man, this movie's way better than I remember. And everybody else is like, Roman's fucking retarded. This is a terrible movie. Why did he
I would say it is the most insane child kidnapping that I've ever seen. The thing with the watch was very effective, but I was like, oh, really? Like, the guy had to be perched and ready to go. It was like, all right, he's holding his breath. He saw how long his kid's gonna hold his breath. As soon as he goes under, I'm grabbing that kid and we're getting the hell out. It was like, it was the most contrived child kidnapping.
A whale can hold its breath 45 minutes to 3 hours. So I'm sorry, Tom, you're not going to hold your breath that long.
Yeah. Well, they said 20 minutes in the movie, and I was like, that's
right, which is still wildly inaccurate.
I looked it up.
Anyway. First timers on the show, we'd like to welcome Barb and Adam from B-Roll Stage. Welcome. And I need to apologize for anything that transpires in the next 2 hours, and we do hope you come back. So welcome, both of you. This is exciting. We don't get to have new people on very often, so welcome. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
And I got your back, Roman. I'm gonna cover you on this one.
I'm gonna back you both up. This was the first time I ever watched this movie.
Wow.
And
that's interesting. But I mean, it's a lot of it just time and place.
Well, no, not necessarily. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan, so I don't actively seek his films. But this was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it.
That's what I thought. The cast in this, I think, was actually
feel like
phenomenal.
It's one of those movies you like on the first time watching it, and then like when you watch it again and you've seen all the stuff, you're like, all right, whatever.
I don't know. Maybe this is more of a commentary on me, but I've seen this movie enough times. I did not rewatch it for this show. I've seen this.
So Beard, you don't hate this movie either, then?
No.
Okay, so all right. So we maybe kind of half and half here on the panel. Not so bad.
And they called me the crazy one, and they put me in the
last night I slipped in my DVD box set of this movie, so I was a fan then, and I enjoyed the rewatch. So the hell with all
well, let's dive in.
Well,
I will say until his resurgence. Like because Tom Cruise just kind of had like.
Are we doing slides, Jacob? Forgive me. I almost.
This was the last movie that I took.
Let's go ahead. Go.
I would say this was the last movie where I took Tom Cruise seriously before he had that meltdown on the Oprah Winfrey show, and it took him
I
years
kind of forgot
to get
about
back.
that, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he did that Eyes Wide Shut movie, and I was like, all right, I'm out.
So let's say hi to the
the
chat though before we go into slide mode. Our good friend Bush McFadden is out there. LOL, and no one else. Stop the man trying not to slip with the screaming. The guy leaving the pool with the screaming child. So our good friend Bush is out there.
No, he
The
bought him a
mouse.
pencil.
The mouse is in the house.
Okay, so-
Hello, Squeaka. Always good to have
My
you
my
with us.
my prison lover.
I want to say
A little bit
before
much, a
we
little
get
more than we needed. Frank Yately is out there. Accepted. To be truthful, Frank, that is also most of the panel. So that's fine. But I think it's about
What?
it for you on chat thus far. Shut up. And and I want to say hi, everybody watching on YouTube and over on Twitter. It's good to have you all with us. Please tell your friends, come visit us while we do this movie review. And right now we are going to Jacob. Where are you? Is there? Here we go. We're going to do Jacob's
down there.
slides
Down there.
of the show, which are quite often better than the movie themselves.
Yes.
Let's go.
Bah.
I gotta be there.
It totally. That's the thing about Roman. It fits. This
It
does not look photoshopped or weird.
Roman has the most photoshoppable face.
Exactly. It
It
just
does.
look at that.
I'm just
Oh.
like that. I'm a killer. That's fantastic.
Wow. That actually looks like me in high school.
That's
I've got a
alarming.
tan.
That one's
Look at
alarming.
Wow.
Look at Beard.
I've got a
Beard
tan.
looks good.
That's a nice tan beard.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He's
that.
got a tan.
Jacob, you're gonna get me canceled.
oh Lord. Flying to the moon.
Nice.
That is some unfortunate intimate contact there.
My.
Nice work with the visor though. That looks good.
Yeah, and there's really neat. in that.
Why? Wait, why?
I have a screen cap of Roman making almost that exact same face and hand gesture.
We all have that
I know.
same screen cap
Yeah.
because Roman does that all the time.
Yeah, Zax actually has it in one of his little clips that he plays for people when they give him a donation. It's fantastic.
It cycles as my desktop on my wallpaper every now and then. So sometimes I do my window and I get that face.
I'm
Wow.
Anakin Skywalker. Yeah.
Oh, come on. The scene in Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
that's
factory.
true.
Very
This
much.
was first,
It
though,
reminded me.
or wasn't it? Or about the same
No,
time?
that was first. The Star Wars was first.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
wait a minute, I'm on the Labyrinth poster.
I at one point in
Jacob,
time had that
bravo,
haircut. I at one
Oh.
point in time had that haircut, and it looked as bad. It looked just as bad then.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
have a
I don't
flashback.
But hold on, just pause here really quick. The Roman on the Labyrinth poster, Jacob, that is just a thing of genius right there. That is-
Yeah, that is.
Like it looks legit. Like
It does. I just wish I was that
What is wrong with
skinny.
your
Can I
face?
please
It
be that
goes
skinny?
everywhere.
And
Can
then
someone make me that skinny?
the other revelation is Mando had a Karen haircut
I did.
at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. How many managers did you demand to talk to, man?
I demanded to talk to the manager of the person who cut my hair that way. I was like, "Excuse you." They're like, "What? It's fine." I was like, "No, it's not. I'm a Karen." They're like, "Yeah, you are."
Oh.
Oh, it's like that conundrum. Would you have acted like a Karen if they didn't cut your hair that way?
No.
Goodness. Wait a minute. What now? Why? Why are we doing this? What happened here?
Oh, my
Somehow we just-
baby.
We've
Crying
gone
hard
off the
every
reservation
day.
completely now.
Good
Ah.
God.
And what was I can't remember the song. Something
Dance, magic
dance.
dance.
Magic dance.
Yeah.
My favorite part in that whole movie is where he stands up and goes, "Nothing." Nothing. Tra la la.
Most
my
people
favorite
don't know
part of
that.
that whole movie.
I
is Jennifer
love
Connelly.
that. I love that film, and I think Jacob is subliminally implying that we should do a movie review of Labyrinth.
100%.
I'm down with
Doesn't it
that.
have the monkeys in it? The little talking monkeys? Am I mixing up my movies?
Yeah, you're.
Wait,
mixing
what the
it up.
hell?
Ooh,
Hey.
what is happening there?
Wait a minute. Why am I in this scene?
Wow.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god!
I don't either.
I'm just finally happy
Just
that
got done
it's
watching Minority
not
Report.
me.
Boy, is my ass tired.
At least I'm just watching.
Oh Lord!
What
That's
is happening there?
That's freaking me out.
I don't think I
Imagine
want
that.
to. I don't think you or I or anyone wants to know.
What the hell? I'm on a
Joker's-
multi-pass now.
The Joker's the doctor, and then he's got the multi-pass.
That was a rough night. I'm just saying.
Of course, Joker would be that doctor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, it's pretty much. Yeah.
That's actually my favorite part of the movie.
He stole
is
the
that
show.
scene. Oh, I love that.
hmm
Yeah, the actor that plays that doctor, he's great. He's an
Peter-
No, I love him. Peter
Bruce
Stormare.
Romero.
yeah.
Yes.
He plays the devil in
He is
Constantine.
never not good.
He's
Yeah.
He's a
He's
character
always
actor,
good.
but he's always
That's a
raises
shit
the
He's
whatever film
Yeah.
he's in.
Great character actor. Yeah.
Wait, what the hell, Jacob?
Wow.
Man,
Pre-poop edition.
I was about to ask if that said pre-poop.
The Maxmon Sydow haircut looks pretty good on you, buddy.
it does
It
look pretty
does.
good, actually. Well, I'm
It
kind of getting
does.
there.
It does.
I styled a little differently, but that's like 5 years from now. Let's not kid ourselves. That's horrible.
I can just see Mando
Oh,
like
you're killing me,
screaming,
Jacob.
and I was like, I'm trying to kill the
That's
guy who
this.
killed my son. You're interrupting it.
Oh my god, that's so horrible.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Cannoli!
Cannoli. We got our friend Cannoli
Cannoli.
Sasquatch here. Yes, and that is for the Vegas trip.
Why does that
Um,
haircut look better than the Karen haircut?
I was
Because
about to
it
say,
is.
kinda looks-
You look like who am I thinking of? You look like the like that would fit on the medic from Aliens.
Yes.
What was her name?
Wow.
I think was her name. Yeah.
Winona.
No,
I don't remember because
I think it was her name was Dietrich. She went into the hive with the troops, and then when the thing got blown up, she got light on fire or whatever, or something.
that happened to a lot of people in Aliens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the medic. Yeah,
Yeah, the medic.
got
She had a
dragged up
haircut.
by one of
like
the Xenos.
Veronica Cartwright?
God.
So what you're saying? Oh wow.
Wow.
I feel uncomfortable.
The amazing side.
I
That
feel
was You
uncomfortable.
look uncomfortable. That's the beauty of God. Jacob.
You know what?
Dude, you look like we're
It
gonna
is
put
on
out like
backwards, so
the bangerest techno album
This-
of the year.
You know.
That is the face that Mando made.
Let's get to the banging.
Entire
Okay,
time
this
we're
gives
talking
me an
Deep Space Nine
idea
on
here.
Jacob's channel.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Roman?
Yes,
Roman,
Jacob or Joker.
This gives me an idea for our next film. Send all your slides ahead of time to Jacob and have him just work up.
Oh,
So then during the show, we're just
Yes.
Oh my God, that would be so.
Oh yeah, we'll act like nothing's happening. So like the audience will be like, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Why
I remember there being a Labyrinth poster
what
in
movie are we watching?
Minority Report.
Trans-
There's all the unnecessary
Transformative
light coming
content.
from Steven Spielberg's butthole.
Although I don't know if it's from Steven Spielberg's Ego. A little funnier.
I mean, his ego
Same
is his
thing.
butthole. So
Yeah.
So
That's
apparently, Max von Sydow is my future. So that's not.
that's not a bad that
Not
Could be
bad,
worse.
dude.
could be a lot worse. Could be a lot
Oh my
worse.
God! Well, again, Jacob, well done. You're every week. You make me wish I was dead.
How much? How
But
much
that was
time?
good.
Well,
I mean, if
done.
Max von Sydow is your future, then you're definitely dead because he is dead. So
How much time
That's
does it take
true.
you to do like one of those slides? Like how much time
Oh,
investment is it?
depending on the slide, a minute to 5 minutes.
Oh, okay,
all that took me an hour, less
All
than an
all
hour
right.
to do.
Because
all that.
I'm thinking like each one of these is take like
Oh my God.
the labyrinth one on was like an hour or something to get his head on there right.
No, huh? No.
Well, that's not bad.
Scissors.
No, that's weird.
So yeah, the intro to the movie,
There's
we
scissors.
start with the precog visions here. And interesting kind of factoid here. Spielberg likes the people who did the intro for 7, which is why the precog visions are the way they are. In the book, it's a different deal entirely. But he thought this looked cool, so he went with this.
Yeah, and context is important too. This wasn't overdone when this film was made. Now it's in every crappy music video
Yes.
ever, but this
Yeah.
was
That guy kind of looks like me too, which is a little disturbing since Jacob didn't tamper with this one. Yeah, a lot of blurriness, and you're just kind of getting, the flash images of what the fuck's going on here.
Okay.
And then
Also, Jacob,
this-
please send me the one where I'm farting on Steven Spielberg.
Now, the
Oh,
notion
no, that was Steven Spielberg's fart right there.
the notion of a precog and how this is used for administering justice, this has got to be the most terrifying thing I've ever heard of.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's almost as bad as being crooned by the TVA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate the TVA though for a lot.
You know,
more
I
and different
do want to
reasons.
say this movie has a lot of neat concepts.
Right.
I
I was
just
thinking the
think-
same
yeah.
thing. Like
I
the
just think-
idea.
I just think Spielberg gets in the way of the plot a little too much in this movie,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Well-
Yeah, there's a bunch of unneeded stuff where. If they
Well,
just
also
did
like
stuff with-
I think basically the original intent was it to be very similar to like 1984, like Thought Police. I think that's probably where the inspiration came from.
Right.
But I think,
Yeah.
like everyone else has said, like the execution was a little wonky.
Little?
personally.
I really had no problem with this. I had zero problem with this.
Me neither.
Well, I had a problem. So they said, the red balls mean murder, and then they go, well, the only thing that they can track is murder, and I was like, well, why do you have
Then what are the blue
possibility
balls?
of other colored balls?
Oh my!
so yeah, in the book, they can see more than murder.
There's always
Oh,
two
oh,
balls
okay.
too.
Well, they could have caught that in the script then, if you're not going to show that.
Well, isn't it? The red ones are for spontaneous murder, and then there's another.
I think it's
color.
for a short fuse.
In the
murder.
movie,
Yeah.
they can only see murders in the
What's
movie.
cool here is
Right.
this screen they have here. We can do that
Oh,
now.
yeah, his whole
I mean,
Well,
we
by
just,
the way,
hands.
you just
Yeah,
I-
oh,
okay, here's
put
a-
this on that screen. Whoop, yep, there it
Here's
is.
like a huge inconsistency, by the way. So, in the movie, they can only see murders, right? Yet later in the movie, we see how literally guiding him through like Born Identity style, a crowded mall.
Yes.
So there's either the people, one or two things happen. Either there's a writing inconsistency where they're pretending in fact they can only see murders, or the people in power, like inside the movie, inside the continuity, were lying to the cops saying they can only see murders.
Or maybe that's
Aren't
the
they-
only like
well,
crime they can
aren't-
see.
Aren't they basically like kept subdued, like chemically
Yes.
barely
No, they're
conscious?
drugged the f out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
that
would
one
limit
guy
their
that
abilities,
takes care
yeah.
of him says that he's got to keep them between being fully awake and being fully asleep
Yeah.
for them to function.
Because they always see
yeah,
the
yeah.
visions in their
That
dreams.
guy's a little.
according to,
That guy was a little pervy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the guy
Yeah,
that was
heavy
taking
grief
care
factor.
of him in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude in the tank.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah,
I didn't like
he's-
him at all.
That's
he was
common.
totally
It's
he was
just-
totally feeling him
I'm
up.
not speaking about Arkham orderlies.
Yeah,
at all
when
or
he's like
anything that.
when he's like kissing her and stuff, and he's like, I'm back. I'm here now. I was like, dude,
It's-
calm down.
It's kind of a weird gig, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay.
True, a special
Yeah.
man for a special
So
job.
one of my biggest pet peeves like this, and with the control room in the underground city in the Matrix and stuff, is all these like screens where you move your hands a whole bunch to like move stuff around. everyone, and they tried that with like different games like the Wii and the Kinect and all that. Everyone figured out it was nonsense. Just use a mouse, man. It's so much faster and simpler.
Well, at least in
than waving
this,
your hands all over the place.
At least in this, they put on the glove that gives them like 3 points of reference that would make motion tracking a lot easier.
Okay,
I
maybe
appreciate
if
the
you
fact that they,
want
do
to,
something
yeah.
like that.
The technology is not there yet even now to do with that.
Right.
But it's coming, you know.
It just reminded me of the old Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah, but it's dramatic. It looks good on screen.
It does. It looks good on screen, but practically,
It does, yeah.
Because I had that connecting for my Xbox, and you're waving your arms around to do stuff, and you're just like,
oh, you tire yourself out.
Yeah, just use my thumbs on the controller.
So,
and 20 times faster.
One of my only complaints, and it's largely timeline based at this point, though. So this movie takes place in 2054. It was made in 2002. One of my problems is they can see this dude right now, but they're trying to figure out who he is. In the modern era, they would be able to identify him almost immediately.
Yeah. Yes.
Through facial recognition
Yeah,
tech.
yeah.
Now, back in 2002, that wasn't necessarily such a thing. So I have to forgive it a little bit because of when the movie was made. But now it's like, why?
And this it's a little silly because the actor is well recognized. I mean, he's been in a ton of things, so it's not like you're not going to see his picture by his picture. You know, I mean,
well, the first thing
you
they do
can
in
tell
the
it's
world,
him from before they even move it to the big screen.
They run the face against known criminals, and then they go to like the driving database. You know, so that's the first thing they do.
Yeah.
With the-
Another
here
thing
we go.
too,
The-
Colin Farrell has been just bringing the heat forever. He
He's
was
good.
awesome in the
He
movie.
is.
Oh, he's very unlikable in this. He's an interesting character because ultimately he's right, but his approach sucks. It's not good because you wanted to punch him in the face through most of the movie. Also, we have a nice cast here though. So we got Tom Cruise, Colin Farrell, and Neil McDonough, who I love and who was greatly underutilized.
Which was good though, because it's like you want it to be this guy that's framing him and stuff because you don't like him. I mean that worked with the movie, I thought.
So
yeah,
he's opportunistic and everything, and then you realize that he's actually just really good at his job, and
he doesn't have people skills.
I'm not going to do a full-on book verse movie other than say the book was way better. But in the character Colin Farrell played, Whitmore, I believe the name was. In the book, the ending, the plot of the book is basically about dealing with obviously authoritarianism and fascism and all that, but about a precog generated time loop. So Tom Cruise's character gets caught in, if I remember properly, a sort of time loop that if he does one thing, something occurs. There's something else, so he has to do. He gets out of it. Then he says to Whitmore, takes over. Watch out, or you'll get caught in a situation too. And that's how the novella kind of ends. You know. So,
hey, our good friend Invader Zim is out there as well. Just hello, Zim. Nice to see you. Always good to have you with us.
So that was another pet peeve of mine, where they kill off a character who is pivotal to the actual end of the what they're adapting from.
Oh,
yeah, I never read it, and it's probably best. I think actually the only piece that I've read from Philip K. Dick was Man in the High Castle. And again, all of his stuff that in the movies is short story or novella based.
Yeah.
None of these are actually full-fledged, long-form books. But that's what Philip K. Dick pretty much did. He just churned out these things. They were always really short, but they bring you these great ideas and foundations to build on.
A lot of the great science fiction writers, they to pay their bills, or even fantasy writers, to pay their bills, they had to write for these magazines and stuff. All these short stories, and eventually they expanded or collected novels later when the novel market in the 70s, basically, I mean, in large part, excessive Tolkien and a few other authors, that it became an actual viable market for the writers to write novels, more than the greats.
I love the design of this little ship or
yes.
So, funny story. They called it the dispenser. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a Pez dispenser.
It's a fuzz dispenser.
Kind of funny.
Oh, and this guy here.
This scene fucking.
There's some
he's just
about that
freaked
ship.
me out, man.
I hated
Yeah, he's
About that
that
ship.
happened.
There's some concept art for the newer Battlestar Galactica. That was it, the original design for like the Air Force One of that show was a lot like this
really
ship here,
wow.
but a lot
It's,
bigger.
it's clunky but interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
he's
like
just
the
collapsing
accident,
Yeah.
the accidental cuckolding that's going on here. Where
Yes.
he's like biting his tie, and it was just like, dude, just stand up, like.
Yeah, and he hangs out there for way longer than you would think.
And that's what I'm talking about, where I think this movie's a slog, where it was like you could have done this scene where he just like walks in and confronts them and gotten the same amount of emotion. And I know he keeps cutting back to the police trying to make it look like they get there in the nick of time. Like you could do that in editing where like you don't need all of these back and forth shots.
I think a lot of this here, his hesitation is just like setting up later on why they can't just immediately pinpoint where he is at any given moment.
Oh, great point. Because he goes, was the door closed in the vision? And then the door is
because they don't
open.
they don't know which townhouse it is. Because there's a bunch of them, they all look exactly the same. They don't quite know which one it
give
is.
you a clue though.
Yeah, but
I'm saying
again, if you go back to
say, was the door open? Just use your police officer. You think, okay, that's the house right there. You don't need them to check if the
even
door
more
was open in the.
There's like 6 houses, right? There's at least 6 police officers.
Everybody run into one.
How about every one of you go into
the
one of
doors
those?
down.
You know,
because it really only takes one person to apprehend. Certainly, he's not a perp that is going to put up a lot of fight. He's just a dude. He's not like, a big dude. He's not a combat dude. He's just a dude who snapped and is going to murder his wife and her boyfriend.
Yeah, like how's he beating up this guy? This dude should whip that dude's. But
no, that guy. I mean, a pair of scissors. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And wait, doesn't he drown that dude first and then stab his wife in the vision? I don't like. What's his wife doing, or what's the other guy doing while he's busy with his wife? Right.
Yeah. No. Apparently, he just lays there and just waits to be stabbed as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of them could have got away. It also, isn't that guy doing the stabbing? Isn't he the guy from Minority Report? Or not Minority?
Yes.
Yes. Answer your question is yes.
Person of interest. The TV show Person of Interest. Isn't he the
yes,
guy
I think so.
Yeah, that plays the guy that made the AI.
But he was also a Minority Report.
Oh no, that's a different dude.
Yeah,
that's a different dude.
So interesting bit of
I forget who that is. That's a different guy. Shieldwall.
Oh, the actor's not the same. Okay.
Oh, it is.
No.
So Kate Blanchett was offered the role of Agatha, who is the female precog, and she did not take it. There was a lot of stuff that was supposed to be different. Matt Damon.
My head.
Matt Damon was supposed to play the part of Danny Whitworth, call him Philip Farrell character. Ian McKellen was offered the Burgess character, the Max von Sydow. There's a lot of just kind of, and Jenna Elfman, who if you weren't alive in the late 90s, early 2000s, you have no idea who Jenna Elfman was. She was Laura Anderton. That's John's wife, who you have. Just some interesting casting that wasn't, because Spielberg was working on the movie
is a great
AI,
actor.
which is not a good movie. I fucking hate the movie AI.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I really wish we saw what Kubrick was going to do with it.
Colin.
What's really funny in this? They show
Penguin.
They show Max von Sydow by Tom Cruise. Max von Sydow makes Tom Cruise look like a little kid. I mean,
he does.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah, Cruise is very short.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're showing the homicide rate. This is just like a little promo for Precog.
It's like a real government ad. It's like, and it works.
Oh, it is. It's totally.
It looks.
It's like
it looks like something. It looks like something the liberals would make up.
Right.
Well, they would probably go along with Precrime as
make
well.
it up. You get deep dive into communism. This stuff was already pushing for this crap.
So now we get this is a little bit of a weird part. I don't know if this was in the book or not. So he's running this drug habit he has. I don't know what it does. I don't really care. I think it helps him to rest or to chill out.
He's
So his
got
brain
a
isn't
running
clogged.
habit with a drug problem, is what he's got. It's Tom Cruise got to run. Got to keep running.
Got to run. Got to keep running.
Yeah.
Depends on the drug.
Never stop running.
So and he knows who he is.
And he never stopped running.
That was kind of cool.
So the plot of the novella is much like faster. Like there's not all these side details. You know what I mean? Like
this was just kind of unnecessary, I thought.
I have not checked the credits, but I think that's Peter Stormare.
Again?
Not in the same character, but just ironically playing a man with no eyes on the street.
Oh, could be. I don't. It's probably an uncredited role because he's only in it for like a second.
I think it's him.
Let's see here.
Oh, also, one of the pre-crime cops is, I don't even know if we actually get to see him, is played by Frank Grillo, who famously from Captain America Winter Soldier. But that guy's been around for a minute and he just finally got notoriety. But even now, I think he's a wildly underutilized dude. So now we're back in the Tom Cruise apartment. John Anderson is the character's name.
I like the Peter Stormare theory. According to this, it was played by David Stifel. Credited as Lycan, seller of Black Inhaler.
Okay.
All right. I am unfamiliar with David Stifel.
I can definitely see that.
I feel Stifel.
Could be a pseudonym, but it really does look like his bones.
Actually, no. Yeah, you're right. It could be. You never know with Hollywood. They're weird.
So this is what the house looks like after a rough weekend, but apparently this is how his house just looks now. He's got these little drug things all around. Those look like donuts that have actually started to grow.
I think those are hair I don't know what they are.
Looks like cat poop.
Yeah, I know, like dog poos or something, like rubber dog crap.
There may be a cat just wandering around the apartment. I think there actually is.
His apartment looked kind of cool. I remember when I saw it the first time, I was like, that's kind of all right.
It's a nice apartment. Well, he makes a good salary.
All the design stuff is great.
Frank met Jenna at a Mex Fest in 1980. I guess that makes sense. I thought this was kind of cool. The video representation, it kind of brings the video to life, jumps out at you stuff. Interesting, not great when you're on a bad high and depressed. It just makes you relive these moments. Right now, we don't know what happened to his son.
Man, I just saw this on the IMDb. Frank Grillo is one of the pre-crime cops. Just one of the background characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned that, yeah.
You're not paying attention to me at all, Jacob, are you?
Did we ever?
He did literally just say that.
I think
I don't even know why I talk sometimes.
You know what, Jacob? I'm in your court. That's cool, dude.
Why am I here?
Hey,
let's call it Jacob of the Empire. It's fine.
So I think they made him a drug addict to that drug just to introduce the drug to the movie, because if I remember correctly, in the movie, the precogs are a side effect of something to do with that drug.
Yes, they are.
I thought it was just so they could have a device where Danny could have a gotcha for him.
Well, also it gives Cruise's character a weakness. It gives him an Achilles heel. He's not perfect, but he works at a job where he has to be.
And also, it was unclear what they were intending, but when she's going, can you see it? Can you see it? And touching him, he might be seeing what she's seeing to some extent. So, like I said, the drug tie-in, because it has nothing to do with drugs in the book.
The gardener lady, it kind of gives you an explanation that they're like futuristic crack babies.
Right.
Right.
Gardener,
Yes, exactly.
some interesting notes on the gardener.
Futuristic crack babies. That's a term you didn't think you'd hear on the
Here's
show.
Shieldwall's favorite thing: the self-driving going up wall car.
I'm telling you, I watched this movie. I was so tired from work and everything. It was the one thing I latched on to. It was like, how cool it would be to just have a self-driving car. They all went the same speed. If you watch it and there's no accidents, there's no asshole going slow or fast or whatever. There's no drunk driving. It just goes. And just how cool would that be? You just get in your car and be like, take me to Walmart.
Stop right there, Roman. Go back one scene.
Back.
I agree,
Take a
Shield.
nap.
Do you know what this reminded me of? And this might be showing my age. My
The
Hot
Jetsons.
Wheels and Matchbox like
Yeah.
roadways.
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
those.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Yeah,
Those
they go
orange
down that
tracks,
ramp.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have? Well, I don't want to get a sidetrack because we already talked about '70s toys a couple of like a year ago. But the one that had the big like zip tie that went through it, and you pulled it, and it would
Yes.
spin
Oh,
the
yeah.
wheel, and the
Yeah.
Oh,
sparks
yeah.
would fly out. Yeah,
Fuck
and it had the drag
Oh, yeah.
racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do another toy show in the not too distant future.
I agree.
Everybody gets a retina scan.
I still had my
Drag the Czechoslovak job.
my Matchbox like track set with some cars until I moved to this apartment. Then I gave it away to someone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing from when I have very little from when I was a kid. I think I told you I sold it all.
That's called
And,
marriage.
Yeah. I
well,
broke
no,
a
I
lot
sold it all so we
when
could
I
have
was a
Christmas
kid.
one year. That's why I sold it all when we were young and poor. I sold my toy.
Aw.
Now I've got a lot more than I had back then, and it is what it is. But do you remember Pulsar? I had Pulsar. So Max von Sydow is telling them that the federal government basically wants to take over their program of Precrime, blah 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 blah. But you can't fuck it up, John. We have to make it work. And John's like, all right. They're describing the process.
I love Neil
where-
McDonough. I'm sorry.
No, again, I wish he was in more stuff.
Me too.
This was an interesting
he's good.
scene though, because this is the scene where the Danny Whitwer, the Colin Farrell character, saying, "You're arresting people for things they haven't done yet. How do you know they're going to do it?" And then Tom Cruise rolls the ball across the thing, and then he catches it. He's like, "Why'd you catch it? It was going to fall, but it hasn't fallen yet." So you're relying on the probability of the thing. That's a lot, especially when you're dealing with
Terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah. In this, the police, the way they get people for crimes is not right already. So they're like getting these people for not doing anything yet, and they just immediately turn them into popsicles.
So that
I say the same thing about Gotham.
of course you do, Joker. Oh wait again. What is this? The part that confused me the whole son, the son of the hologram in his living room or on the monitors. No, it was projected out in the living room.
He says wall. He does
Yeah.
say like
Yeah.
wall projector or something like that.
I
think
thought it was
it's
neat
a
and you
better
don't know
idea
what
to,
happened to his son yet. At that point, you just know that something bad. He misses his son obviously and his wife, but you don't know the other yet.
I mean, even in because DC is a major city, I highly doubt they're getting like one of these a day, right? Like, maybe now because like the pre-crime program is going on, but I think one a day is kind of.
I mean, I'm not
lowballing.
I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that prisons are a pretty profitable business. I'm just saying.
They are.
Well,
it was like it's winter. I drive to work every single day. I've thought about like committing the big M like 5 times today. Okay, like
even in the movie they say this because they eliminate almost all. Well, in the movie there's almost all murder. Also, whereas in the book they eliminate like 90% of all crime nationwide. So, like apparently there would be a decline in prison use if you do cut down on murders and whatever.
Well, also if you knew that at any point in time, like these future cops are gonna bust in, I guess you wouldn't try as hard, or
they're not taking into account. They're taking into account regular people crime. What they're not taking into account is like gang related crime and all that stuff. There's no way that a precog unit with this limited number of people would be able to do anything about that.
Yeah,
it does. It's not a realistic kind of expectation. That's all. That's
there's
all
a reason they didn't put this in South Central, right? Like this is.
Oh no, DC is a shithole, dude.
Yeah,
DC is a giant shithole.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You know what it is though? At the time they made this
And
movie,
DC did have for a
perceived
while
that
like
way.
a higher murder capital rate than Chicago or
yes,
Detroit or
100%.
something like that.
close to Baltimore. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, this is
And
back
then
when that
Timothy
DC
Chalamet.
mayor was like smoking crack and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and they
Marion
elected him
Barry.
again after he smoked the crack.
I mean, I'm just surprised that this is in Washington D.C. and they haven't arrested Congress yet. I'm just saying.
Well, there's a lot of things that
This
I mean,
is
you have to- this
you got to think
suspend
too.
belief.
This also has some crime prevention, knowing that it exists.
Yeah.
But all you
Well,
have to
yeah,
do
but
is
again,
put some in your
gang
car, drive
crime,
out of the
man.
city,
Gang
and
crime.
drive out of the area that it's in, and just get rid of somebody.
Yeah, because they already showed there is like drug activity and stuff like that. Those things always go hand in hand.
I go blaming the drugs.
Well, this movie has writing holes in, obviously.
It does. It's got giant holes.
Yeah.
Well, because it's an adaptation of a novella, and Steven Spielberg did it, and they're really trying to stretch it out. I still, as a piece of entertainment, though, I still like it, though. I know not everybody dug it. This is where Agatha has her moment, though, with Tom Cruise. He decides he's going to hang out in there, and then she grabs him and does the "Can you see?" and she projects the image up onto the screen. And you're not sure what you're seeing exactly. You see maybe a drowned face. It all goes by really quick. And then Freak Boy hops in. He's like, "What you do? What you do?"
Yeah, he's like, "That's my girlfriend."
I'm gonna cancel you.
So, I thought this guy was kind of cool. He goes down to visit the caretaker of the bodies.
I love Tim Blake Nelson so much.
And this dude
Yeah,
has
everybody should give it up for Tim Blake Nelson. He is awesome.
Although if I was incarcerated and had to listen to this jack off play organ all day, like
I know that wouldn't it be like I'm suing you all for torture?
Yeah, it was like that's
Well,
cruel and unusual.
there is something to that.
And they're trying to figure out who this broad is.
Are these?
And he's like, we got.
They don't even go into. Are these people, imprisoned for a certain amount of time, or they just put them in here and throw them in a key? I mean, what?
I think they're just there. I don't think they ever remember the program's only been in existence for 6 years, so they've been down there for at least 6 years.
My impression is they're turning them into CPUs.
Well, at least they're staying crusty.
They never really explain it.
They're in like a Matrix simulation or something, right? Like that's what they're doing or are they just completely like in a comatose state?
They're in like a stasis, like a coma, but their brains are still somewhat functional.
Yeah, it's like Demolition Man.
That's the punishment is that you're reliving, your horrible crime or whatever.
While the system uses your brain as a CPU.
So they're showing the victim whose name I am not remembering right now, but that matters.
And Lively.
Anna Lively. Thank you. It says it right. That is actually that's an important point. We don't realize it yet, but it becomes an important point. This was funny because he was going to download the file. And he's like, "Hey, Chief, that's not allowed." And he's like, "Is there anything else that's not allowed that goes on down here?" And he's like, "Go ahead, Chief."
Ew.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what it means.
The staff of this place are messed up. They should be the ones in prison.
Well, you'd have to be the one to be. I mean, maybe that was a point Spielberg was making. Like, to participate in that system, you'd have to be messed up as a human being.
Well, Tom Cruise has certain motivations because of what happened to his son.
Plus, he's a drug addict.
Hey, let's not say bad things. But then the Lamar Burgess character is just kind of he knows that the system is not what they are portraying it to be for very obvious reasons, which we haven't discovered yet. But he pushes it ahead because it gives him power. I mean, that's what 90% of, all corruption is based on or money. He's not making more money, but he has a lot of fucking power.
Any other type of military technology they're trying to sell.
So now he's in his apartment, which is it's gross by even I think gross standards. Although we see more gross later, and he finds little drug things. He's like, gotcha. But then he plays some of the
police can
stuff.
go. So the police can go into apartments without any warrant or anything.
Well, I forget. He's DOJ, future. If I'm not mistaken.
In this fascist future, they apparently could.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is a fascist future. That much is certain.
He does show a warrant. I don't remember if it's before or after this, but yeah.
Well, he shows it to him
the actual
in the room.
He shows the warrant for
it's for that
the temple and that room that they're in.
Place.
Yeah.
Now here's where we get where the fun begins. Got a Red Bull coming through, Chief.
A Red Bull? Okay.
I wish I had no shit. Then he starts seeing the images. He's like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. The old lady with the pipe, and then
Cyclops.
As soon as we see here, it's like I know exactly what we're looking at. It's like, oh, that's me. Oh. Nothing. What's going on, boss? Nothing. It's nothing. It's got to be a glitch.
But then you get
some cake.
Why don't you go get me some cake?
So, like, again, not leaving the book out of this, just in the movie itself, the stupidity of the plot is he knows how the system works, right? So what he really wants to do, if he wants to be innocent, is go someplace where no other person could possibly be. Like, get on a boat and go out on the ocean, not near any buildings, like, because he knows what's going to happen. They have the timer. You know what I'm saying? And so, so was he rushing towards fate that had to happen? Well,
Well, take a vacation. That's the supposition of the precogs, though, is that what they see will happen. Now, we know that's not.
Sorry, just jump in.
Go ahead.
Mando's back from her technical problems. If anybody can let her back in.
Oh man, she's always hanging.
She fought off the lion
outside.
She drove the lion out of the house.
Sorry,
I did.
I was.
All right, continue.
I'm sorry. But it's the witnesses. It's the judge and the doctor lady are like, "What are we seeing, Mr. Anderson?" He's like, "Nothing. I gotta go. I ate some Taco Bell. I don't feel good. I gotta go."
Yeah, he's like, "Everything's fine here. Everything's okay. How are you?"
Yeah.
Containment league.
Containment.
No, massive radiation. We need to lock it down. Very bad. Very, very bad. Hi, how are you?
So now weird little guy down in the basement's like, John, I've always liked you. You were always nice to me. So I'm going to give you 90 seconds or something like that.
You kept what I did down here for a secret. Yeah. I'll let you go.
And it was weird. I'll admit it was weird. Oh, this I thought this was funny though. He's like, I don't hear any bells or sirens. And then the alarm goes off because the guy just hit the alarm. And I thought that was fun. I thought he was going to shit his pants at that point.
That's a fantastic moment.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's not about him, but he has no idea that it's not about him.
Why do I feel like drinking water all of a sudden?
All right.
Actually, I feel like I need to get rid of some. So now, again, one of Shieldwall's favorite scenes. Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, what's his name? Lamar. Lamar is not a great name. I'm not a fan of the name Lamar. I don't know if that was actually the name of the character in the book. It probably was. It's a terrible name, though. I'm in big fucking trouble, man. I'm coming to your place. Are you calling me on a
cell
phone?
No, I'm just kidding.
Prank caller. And he's
yeah, you call me.
Okay, so I have one question here. I know Shield loves these self-driving cars and whatnot, and for the most part, they all look the same. But there's clearly different models of different types of cars, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, they all seem to be fairly utilitarian.
I think at some point you can take them off of that like automated highway and like drive around like regular somewhere.
Well, we do see him do that later in the movie.
Yeah.
So
I don't necessarily like the cars per se. I just like the concept of being able to just get in your vehicle and have it Right, and have it just drive, and everybody goes at the same speed. So if you coordinate it, you can literally drive 200 miles an hour. It's just the computer has to do it, you know? Yeah, this
was
is weird.
unnecessary, I thought.
That's
Yeah.
odd.
This was
Like,
unnecessary.
why?
He brought in the
Why?
12 best contortionists in the country for this scene, which literally served no
Why?
purpose other than that's
How
fucking
much
weird.
money was that?
Also,
when
a
he
lot.
lands, he's bent. The first frame you have of that,
yeah,
that
he's been
one.
over.
He's bent over similar to the person in the background. I think the
Yeah.
entire thing was just for that little bit of that little pun, which I don't really. It's not great
Also-
filmmaking. but it's funny.
Well,
I
do you
could see
notice-
this being in an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Right, yeah. It's
Well,
like,
this almost was an Arnold
ow,
Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah,
ow.
it almost was.
This almost
Yeah.
was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Have you
Yeah,
noticed though,
wasn't
about
this
the
going to be a
lighting?
sequel to Total Recall?
Yep.
This was supposed to be the sequel, and they, it was supposed to be on Mars. There was a lot of stuff. They were
Oh,
writing it as
Get your ass
such.
to Maz.
I think that's why all that
You
humor
took
was
off
left in.
the
That
balls.
was different from the tone of the rest of the film. Like the Schwarzenegger
Okay.
jokes were in there, type of thing.
I don't know. It's very Spielberg. He likes to cut away for a joke.
Also,
Yeah.
the lighting for the whole movie is like very. It's bright, yet like the lighting is
Yeah,
soft.
that annoyed me.
Well, it's because
I
of the way
actually
they
love
processed
the
film.
lighting.
Yeah.
They did a weird
And-
strip down thing where
mean-
where you got that kind of silver sheen over everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
have that
shot as the
lovely
fully bald lady.
gradient.
It's shot
Color,
on
it's
film.
beautiful.
I mean,
and there's
I understand there's a like an allegory here of, the temple where the precogs are, the people with the halo, and the arterial kind of lighting.
actually
I get that.
Well, there's actually a process.
It's just-
What
Odd.
the hell is it called?
bleach bypass.
Yes, bleach bypass.
Nice,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yep, it's a post-developing treatment that they give to film. This was actually shot on real film.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Back when they used real film,
Mm-hmm. Remember that?
far more expensive. I thought this was interesting because this, in a way, was a precursor to like the internet. Every time you get on and you get your personalized ads on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, things that
Alexis.
they ping towards you. I
Targeted
always hated.
advertising is the future.
Ah.
I've always
Yeah, this
hated
is
it.
creepy.
Guinness is good, and you're wrong.
No,
This is creepy.
When I have a discussion with Mrs. of the Empire, and then on my device 10 minutes later I see something related to that discussion, it's like, oh yeah, you're not listening at all, are you? Please
No,
forgive every
totally.
that I've made about murder in the last 15
Yeah,
minutes.
This too, the mail order bride ad here.
You can get them in Ukraine, I hear, very inexpensive.
I do appreciate the way that product placement is done in the movie. At least it's
It's pretty cool.
diegetic. It serves a point to the story. You know,
Yeah.
Right, because it shows you how everybody's eyes are like connected to everything.
Mhm.
At first, I thought they had like a cyber eye installed, but then it's just basically their iris is being scanned.
Retinal scan. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a retinal scan
Everywhere.
or whatever. So can't you just
Which
wear
I could
shades?
see. I could see a totalitarian government doing this in the disguise of it'll help with your shopping. You can walk around, but they can track people everywhere they go.
You mean like with your phone?
Like
But
that
can't
would
you
never
just-
happen.
Yeah,
Can't you
like
just
that.
wear, your phone's easier because you could just wear shades or close your eyes and walk around like that.
Oh, but it shows people with glasses on and stuff. It still scans their eye, so it can still
There's got to be a
go
special
through
kind
sunglasses and
of glass
stuff.
to make,
Yeah.
or make like
Yeah,
a
because I
make
noticed that
like
there was one
snow blind
scene.
glasses or something.
I noticed that there was one scene where the woman was actually looking down, and it got her eyelids.
Yeah.
and it still went through.
Right.
Yeah.
Creepy.
They don't really explain that much how it works, but I figured there would have been a better way to defeat it temporarily than popping your eyes out.
I mean,
Which
a few
seemed a bit
years
extreme.
ago, we found out the UK was doing this in London. They were doing this kind of stuff.
The
scanning
UK has been
faces
doing
and
surveillance state stuff
all
since
that.
the 60s.
Yes,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah.
I like
Everything is
this
CCTV
scene
over there.
when they catch up to him, and it's the Neil McDonough character, Fletcher is his name. He lands first, and John's like, that was kind of a rough landing, Fletch. He's like, yeah, it's that right knee of mine. So they're talking. He's like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to run.
It's a nice
he's like-
moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, because they are friends.
Yep.
But he's like, yeah, everybody runs, Fletch. Everybody runs. And this goes shit show pretty quick though. The six sticks, they hit you with it and it makes you puke. That's fucking terrible.
I was reminded of the scene in Equilibrium where they surround him in the zone. I don't know if you guys remember the movie, and they all try to calm him down, and he takes them all out. This reminded me of that scene, but this obviously Equilibrium was much more well done than this. But like what? They're wearing body armor, right? And yet he's kicking them and not getting hurt himself.
They fly now.
They fly.
Tom Cruise plays the same one of two roles in every movie he's ever done. He either plays like the sort of emotional, like the character from Rain Man type of character, or he plays basically his character from Mission Impossible.
Yeah, say Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Like, and think about everything he does. He's
not the skateboarder.
There's never a minute where I've watched
Tony Hawk
Cruise movie where
Tony Hawk. I'm combining so many people.
I cannot get the fact that I'm looking at Tom Cruise during any of his movies. I just cannot let it go.
And that's why I'm not a Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah, I'm really not.
When Edge of Tomorrow,
that's a great movie.
When it came
I like
out,
that movie though.
Everybody praised it. It was like, he's going back and repeating the same day over and over again. And I'm like, does anybody not see the irony in the fact that Tom Cruise goes back and repeats the same movie over and over and over again?
I will say this, like, I still like how he looks.
That film.
When it's done well in the right film, it works very well. You know what I mean? So his formula.
I liked him in A Few Good Men. That's probably my favorite Tom Cruise movie.
That's the other Tom Cruise, the emotional one.
Ah,
What's the other one? What's the other one where he's like an assassin?
Jerry Maguire.
Collateral.
Collateral. That was good.
Collateral. That's a different role for him.
I mean, some of the Mission Impossibles are good. You know.
Yeah, some of them are. I had a real big problem with this whole area they were fighting in, and the stuff that was going on. First off, this shotgun thing is stupid. Why do you got to spin it around to
cock it for? There's no cartridge in there.
Yeah, it's an air blast. It's like a sonic wave.
Right, but just a pump action would be better. Then you got to spin it. Imagine you're in a tight spot using that thing. You'd be hitting like the stuff on the side. It's just impractical. I know what they were doing. They're trying to make it look cool or whatever. Also,
that's what it was.
Why do these robot things have no failsafe for like a person's in there? And it's just going to
shit.
You know, I was thinking that I was
one person with like an off button or an AI or something that would be like, hey, these people are in here. Turn this whole thing off. It just didn't make a lot of sense.
This scene.
Well, that would also like most.
Go ahead.
It works in Star Wars because it's Star Wars, right?
I was about to say. I think
why
that
the
sorry.
factory kept going.
I would argue that it doesn't work in Star Wars, but okay.
At least you could say, hey, they're aliens. They don't have any kind of safety protocols or whatever. But here, this is, there's no way you could legally get away with running this place if it didn't have auto shutdowns.
Not by OSHA standards, my friend.
I was just gonna say.
But then you wouldn't get away in the car.
What you're saying is OSHA still exists in this world.
Well, see, okay.
Apparently
a little
not.
bit of history. All these safety standards and whatever, that's something for relatively modern times, like the last 35 years or so, even less. Like I don't want to go into horror stories, but there's cases of people falling into hot dog vats and things like that.
Yeah.
In the 1990s.
Giant mixing machine.
Yeah. So like, I mean, maybe because we're in 2025 where you have to have a safety button every 7 feet in a factory now, but but like
Yeah.
maybe because we're older and you don't, like remember when Sarah Connor was crawling through the Terminator thing and any one of those things, like there were no safety switches anywhere. You know what I mean? And that resembled a real factory. So
This whole
Yeah, there
scene
was
was
a
a
bread
leftover
factory.
from the Total
There's
Recall that didn't get made, by the way. So that's
When I was
this.
a kid,
This would have been a Schwarzenegger scene.
Sorry, when I was a kid, there was this bread factory in the town I was in, and this guy had long hair, and his hair got caught in the mixer, and it just sucked him into it. Yep.
Was the bread better though? That's the question.
Hairnets, my friend. Hairnets.
Oh, that happens.
That's true. That's why you wear hairnets. Hey guys, I'm going to step out for 1 second. Yeah, I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
My mom worked in the
So
post office all her life.
we were showing that car there. I've been in Detroit my whole life. We have the auto show, and I remember that was one of the concept cars that was there that year.
Really?
I've lit that show
That's
before,
nice.
Sammy.
Wasn't that like a Audi or something? Or
Yeah, I think it was Audi.
It was a Lexus.
Lexus.
It was
Oh,
a
it was Lexus.
There's
Yeah,
two in this movie.
Lexus has been all over this movie. Of course, it's Lexus. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that being like one of the like big attractions. Like, oh, that's the car from Minority Report.
That's cool. Every
This was an
car
interesting
here, especially the red one that he drives off in, the one that he's in now, it all looks backwards to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It
the
does.
design spec looks all completely turned around.
But this is a nice beat in the movie, though. I do like this kind of aside. You get
Oh, this was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, and
Yeah, you get a
the
break
actress
from all
the
this
actress is
glass.
just awesome.
Yeah,
Does anyone else find it ironic
Babs,
that Colin Farrell was in this movie, right? Which is supposed to be a sequel to the original Total Recall, and he himself starred in the remake of Total Recall like 10 years later.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that little
Babs,
scene where
that-
she
that
kisses him.
design for
I
a
was,
car.
I was like, I love what she's bringing.
Oh God, I
That
she's
design for a
fantastic.
car is actually more aerodynamic. A lot of high-end sports cars have that look.
Oh, the
too.
car that he drove
There's more
here,
to
yeah,
the
that
front
was
of
a
the car than
concept
the
car from back then.
Yeah.
And it's like a Lexus or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I saw it at the auto show.
And it was only like $64,000, which back then, it was still expensive, but it really wasn't that expensive.
Well, I mean, it's another surprising thing about this. I'm sure we'll get to this, but this had a massive budget for the time.
Oh yeah.
It did well. Yeah, Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg both. They didn't get their usual wage, and they got like what was it? Something like 15% of the 15% of the gross.
Wow, nice.
To keep the budget under $100 million.
At the time, Spielberg can get any budget he wanted for any movie.
Well, they wanted to keep it under $100 million. I couldn't tell you why. These vines are crazy. They attack him.
Well,
I wish I could
I
grow
love
something like
that.
Do you have something like that in your yard? You must, certainly, right?
This is Pamela's place, obviously.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is Poison Ivy for sure.
Yeah, older.
Well, and he starts having the respiratory thing. This was a good scene.
It was a really good scene.
What's her
This
name?
actually might be my favorite scene in the movie.
I love the
Lois
actress.
Scott. Lois Scott is the actress.
She is.
It wasn't.
Such
It
a
wasn't supposed to
fantastic-
be her. It was supposed to
who
be
is it
someone
supposed to
else. Who the fuck was it supposed to be? I've got notes. Why do I make all these fucking notes? Why? Open with Lilo and Stitch. No one gives a fuck about that.
I'll talk about Stitches.
I will find the note when we don't want it, and I'm looking for something else is when I'll find the specific note. Yeah, it was a different actress who was supposed to be in here, but it was interesting. This broad did some really wacky stuff, though. She was really good.
When she kisses him, I'm just like, I love what she's bringing here. Like,
Yeah, so for
She would fit
where we are
in
in the plot right
perfectly.
now, she's one of the people that
Poison
is
Ivy,
responsible
I mean.
for the precogs. And she gives him the whole history on what they are, which was really important. They weren't like created intentionally. They're leftover drug baby survivors who have this
Future
weird
factories.
special power now.
Yeah.
Making the antidote.
A little opium there. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, so I've heard.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't know anything about
I'm going to back out for a second
Sugar,
because
spice, and
my
everything
slides are no longer working. Baby. Give me a sec. Because I don't know
I
why
I love
my-
the actress that is doing this part because
Oh,
she is so fantastic. She was in so many other things, and she's such a wonderful character actress.
Lois Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like a chef's kiss amazing. I'm never ever disappointed when she pops up in a film.
Agreed.
okay. I got it back. I don't know why it kind of heated itself out. That's okay.
Given her age, you'd be surprised how like she's not in as much as you would think she had been in. I guess it's more TV appearances than movie appearances, you know.
Well, she's a working actress.
But she gives him
a working character actress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she gives him kind of hints on what he should do, but without any direct,
How old was
this
she?
This is how you get out of this stuff. Ooh,
Well, she's in her 90s now.
She
so
was
it
old.
20 years ago, so 70s, I guess.
Okay. Wow, she's still alive. All right.
She was just on Law and Order.
So this scene was not in the script. She just did this.
Yeah,
And
she just
so
wanted
his
some of that,
his
Tom
reaction
Cruise.
is genuine.
He's like, what the heck just happened?
It's like, you're insane. But this is where you learn about what a minority report is. It's when one of the precogs doesn't agree with the others, where they have a different version of it. She's one of the 150-year-old people.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
So-
they had like a 199-year-old person pulling benefits.
But the idea of the minority report, no one knows about that, because the fact that the precogs could disagree, if they found out about that, would sink Precrime immediately. So interesting,
Right? Because if there's any kind of dissent.
Yep.
If
what
there's
the
any
fuck?
kind of doubt, it can be construed as reasonable doubt.
Yes, because now the future is not as set as we are led to believe. So Danny's in here trying to figure out the what the fucks. This is the great scene.
Yeah.
So because they track you with your eyes, he has had to go to someone who can help with this.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like this is Spielberg's Blade Runner. There's
this
so many
part.
common themes. The eyes, the soul,
Yeah.
all the stuff.
This is very
This
cyberpunk,
not-
Doc
this-
esque.
And Peter Stormare owns.
the first time you see him on screen, snot comes out of his face.
He has big giant thing coming out of it. He's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to pump you full of so many drugs and nothing. I could sew a dead cat into your chest."
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, wow. That's my kind of party.
He's been in so much good stuff over the years, man.
Everything
Yeah,
he's
he
in,
is.
he's got Fargo.
He's riveting to watch. You can't take your eyes off of him.
Even in a movie that's not good, he's good in it.
Do you remember that movie Armageddon? He was the best character in Armageddon.
He was, the cosmonaut had been stuck
Yeah.
up there.
Everything made in Russia.
And
Everything
Russia.
made in China.
he was in a really good
So he's-
western in the
He's in a
90s,
Western?
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd like it. It's sort of a supernatural themed western.
He was the devil in a horrible Constantine film.
He's the best
I don't
Constantine.
actually mind the Constantine.
Yeah,
film.
you're
I
wrong.
know it is.
You're wrong,
It is
sir.
not a good adaptation from the comic book. I am painfully
Horrible
aware of
adaptation.
that.
Because
But-
Constantine has
I
never
still
actually
love
met
the
Lucifer. But anyway.
Yeah.
So this scene is interesting. So when he calls her out, he's saying, "Hurry up, Greta, get out here, wipe your ass." He's saying it in Swedish though. So you don't know what he's actually saying.
And
then
she is actually wiping her ass.
and she is.
Yeah.
So that's not great going into surgery. And things get weird here.
Yeah.
They start singing, and what they're singing is the sweetest children's song. It's called "The Small Frogs," and this whole scene just gets really weird and fuzzy.
Yeah,
Don't say
the
mole.
justice system
Mole.
must be messed up.
There
This
it
guy
is.
helped people. The way he used to be a doctor that helped burn victims, and he would set his patients on fire, and he's out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Out though, he's okay.
I'm okay now.
I just wanted to thank you for the chance to get to know myself so well. Being in jail and meeting a man in the prison shower gave me a whole new perspective on life, and I wanted to repay you.
This has never happened to me at Arkham ever. No. Okay, maybe less.
This scene was creepy on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange type shit.
Oof.
Mole.
Yeah, they have to pull out the whole eyeball. They can't just change out the retina. Ugh. Now this is John's ex-wife.
This is a cool house.
It's really nice. And he's being a kind of a dick, asking why she left, blah blah blah. And she explains it wasn't a problem with us so much. It was a problem with every time I saw him, I saw my dead son. So she doesn't not love him. It was just too hard emotionally to stay together because of what happened to their son.
And she's also very good in this. I forget her name, but we looked her up last night.
She's in a lot of. She's in the TV show Cold Case.
Yeah.
Catherine Morris is the actress name.
Yeah.
So eyes are gone. Leave this on for 12 hours. It'll go blind.
Greta has made
Don't
his
scratch.
sandwich.
Don't scratch your
Do not
eyes.
scratch it.
Yeah,
Don't-
never
It'll
scratch.
go
I also had a
blind.
huge problem with this refrigerator thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't pick at it.
Oh, I hated
Why?
it. Yeah, I was.
Well,
yeah,
here's
man.
Yeah,
the
I was so
problem.
thoroughly grossed out.
Either that refrigerator doesn't work, because if it did, there'd be no, unless they let maggots get on the food first and then put it in there and let it get cold, it would have killed them. Or the refrigerator doesn't work at all, because there's no way that you could get flies in there. Even if it didn't work, you just seal the door.
Well, unless you like to eat flies.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just if they put it in there, it didn't make any sense. Like,
Well, that's,
What if this is
No,
one
yeah, it was
location
purely
he
for
uses
gross
occasionally?
out.
Oh,
Back
to
boosh,
just turn
boosh,
the
boosh,
power off for a
boosh. No,
while?
boosh. No.
All right.
Oh my. No.
Ew.
He wanted to keep his eyes, by the way. He wanted to keep his eyes. He's like, why? Souvenirs. Or my mother gave them to me. That's what it was. So now this is the flashback scene to what happens with the son, though. They're trading off, holding breath. It's like, hey, you were down there for 20 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And then he wants his dad to do it. How long can you do it? So he goes under, but while he's under, the watch goes underwater and he comes up. His son is gone. This is improbable. I don't want to say impossible.
It's very contrived.
And then he pops out and he's
Convenient.
screaming, "Where's my son? Where's my son? Hey, have you seen?"
You know,
And that
I don't want to play the contrarian here, but if you watch a lot of videos about with kidnapping, not all live on YouTube and whatever, the amount of people who don't react to little kids wandering out unattended, like they're
Oh,
oblivious.
it's terrifying when you actually look at some of the statistics and like live footage of kids getting kidnapped. Like,
I mean, if I were at a pool and I saw some kid wandering around, like, hey, kid, go find your mom, you know,
right?
You know, or tell the lifeguard that kid's unattended. You know, because they could drown, they could kidnap, whatever. But like our people are oblivious to it.
Don't grab the milk. Don't grab the milk. Ew.
Wrong
Ew.
milk. Wrong milk.
wrong shelf.
That's not a sandwich.
That one.
It's green.
Does your nose not work?
exactly.
'Cause-
That's my other thing. He would smell
Yeah.
it. He would smell it, as soon as he got his
Open
as
the
soon as he opened
fridge. I wouldn't even
refrigerator,
be. I would have
yeah.
slammed the fridge.
I
I'm like,
couldn't.
Fuck this.
I
Yeah,
couldn't.
your
I couldn't.
wouldn't your senses be
Yeah.
heightened too?
You
Like,
open
wouldn't
the
your sense of smell be
refrigerator, it's
like crazy
"Ugh,
good
this
right
is
now?
Nasty.
Well, even side, that's a case of I think Schwarzenegger comedy that was left in because
The other-
that scene is stupid. Should be
yeah.
eliminated.
Yes.
Exactly. The other really, really unrealistic thing is that cops would still be on in 2054.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they're
It
watching
was
cops.
playing
Well,
in the
it's still on in 2025, so I don't know. We got a couple another 25 years to go, my friend.
You do
It
have
is?
a point. You,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it is. You
Yeah,
do
on
have a
Fox
point,
News.
Matt. It would
Okay, I
be
got
one of
nothing here.
Maury Povich will still be on. too.
Reebok. All right.
I like these little spiders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
by the way,
There's so many
here's another
cool
stupid
design aspects of this movie.
Like, well,
Oh, the
okay,
spider-
so
I like
Go ahead,
spiders.
Matt.
Spiders are
you
cool.
take the ship that they're in, which looks cool from the outside, right? That's one of the stupidest interior design, wasteful designs you can imagine. Why are they on
Yeah,
a
that
special
is a little
rotating connivance that would take up more room than putting flat decking? They can fit like 40 cops in there with like flat decking. You know,
Because then it wouldn't look like a Pez dispenser.
Right.
There's plenty
There
of
you
this
go.
movie that follows the rule.
You know what
of
it reminded
cool
me of?
over logic, and it's okay to follow the rule of cool sometimes to be just weird and
There's-
sci-fi.
does anyone remember the 80s cartoon Jace and the Wheeled Warriors?
Go back
Oh,
one,
no,
Ron.
the Wheeled Warriors. Oh my
Which
god,
one?
that cartoon was crazy.
More?
That's what that ship reminded me of.
Keep going.
More?
One more.
We got the spiders.
That's Matthew Lillard in
Yeah,
the lobby, by
more.
the way.
Yeah, that right there. This is Roman as a spider jumps down from the ceiling. The guy on the toilet.
That's not funny. That's not funny at all.
A little bit it is.
A little bit.
So these things are coming in. They're scanning retina so they can figure out who's there because they're looking. They think he's here. Literally, blah blah blah. So he dumps all the ice in here. I think this is kind of cool. It's an interesting way to try to evade them, but they obviously have some kind of AI going on.
Also,
They hear
there
a bubble
wasn't
come up.
there wasn't that much ice in that chest either.
No.
Not enough to
but he
drop
has-
it down to
yeah.
Yeah, these
Bubble
little
gum
spiders
button.
reminded me of the Sentinels from the Matrix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, true. It's not a dissimilar. They're zapping him, and they make him take up his thing, and you're going to go blind. And apparently, this hurts quite a bit because his eye hasn't quite taken yet. But not him. And you got Danny going through the murder here, trying to figure it out. Yes. So he needs to go back and when what's her fuck help me, the lady Hinneman told him where they store the files for the Minority Report. It's in it. There really isn't a storage for it. It's just in the host. So it's in Agatha. So he needs to get Agatha. But this thing is crazy.
Yeah,
this is
this
one of the
thing,
things that the eye guy gave him. It'll
This-
fuck up your face real bad.
This bothers me because it serves no real purpose. It's
Not
just a
really,
gag.
no.
It doesn't help him get into the police
mean, he
station
goes
because all
in-
he needed was his old eyes. So
Yeah.
why did he do it?
But
We don't.
this is a
Well,
problem.
if we're commenting
with the
earlier, like
eyes.
we were talking about whether it was eyes or facial recognition, maybe it's a combination of both. So he needs to both not be recognized and use his actual eyes to get access to where he needs to go.
The
Well, that's not-
eyeballs,
Where my
though.
mind went.
That's not security.
Okay, you have this guy who's had security, and now he's done something wrong. The first thing you do,
And yet,
okay, let's make it where he can't get back in. But whatever.
of course, you drop the eye. You have that little bit of mild humor there, I guess. He's still active in their system. That is something that would have gotten, unless
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been.
They would have immediately taken away all his credentials.
yes.
I
That's a
yeah.
hard oversight.
And I'll tell you right now, if something like this happened in like the military or whatever, you'd be gone. They would immediately pull your stuff. so you wouldn't be getting back in with a key
Yeah.
card or nothing.
I wouldn't say our government is flawless in that regard, but okay.
No,
Yeah, that's
but
mistakes have
I
been
mean,
made.
small facility as well, though. Precrime is not huge. You know, you're not talking the scale of
Yeah.
the United States. You're talking about a couple hundred people, probably. So it's much easier not to have an oversight in something this small.
this reminds me of the Men in Black
Flush.
2, where they flush the toilets and it's like the escape system in MIB headquarters.
There had to be a better way, but there wasn't. They get flushed, and now he's tracking the time to when the murder's supposed to complete. He's got 51 minutes to when it's supposed to happen. She's terrified. Well, I like it too. She's like, "Is this now?"
That's my favorite line in the movie.
There was a movie with Bruce Willis where people lived in bubbles, and he gets out of it for the first time, and it just reminded me of that. What the hell is it called? Where he's like outside the bubble, the virtual reality bubble for the first time. I'm not gonna watch it because not right now, but you know.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
find
I
it.
can't think of
Yeah,
it either, Matt.
yeah,
It actually
I
wasn't
know-
a terrible
I know what
movie.
you're
Not
talking about.
fantastic. It was okay.
I think Bush got it down.
Surrogates?
Surrogates, yeah. That's
I'm not heard
Surrogates,
of. I've
okay.
not heard of this.
it's not a bad watch. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
wonder if
guy,
my
he's the
boss-
one who designs, who helped John with some of his computer shit. But he also runs kind of a VR fantasy land.
Not the most convincing part of the movie, but another
Meh.
Spielberg sort of gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants to be able to read her thoughts, you know, to see what she sees. And this guy, he's freaked out because he's got one of the precogs. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" So they get her all wired up and then they film it. Can you see? And then it all plays out. The murder, everything that we've kind of seen, but just from her perspective without anybody else's. And it plays backwards, which is weird for reasons that the movie only knows.
Raisins.
This was a little weird too. The way the other cops find out where he is at this point, it's like this guy's like a hacker, and he made equipment for Tom
Yes.
Cruise's character. And he
So this
puts
is where you were
his
talking.
picture in the equipment. I don't know, it just seemed a little too convenient.
Well, like I said, the time period you're dealing with was a little bit weird because as far as they should have been able to identify almost anybody anywhere, but
So-
they just hadn't gotten that far yet.
So I mentioned this whole sequence earlier. If they can only predict murders, how does she predict this? The sequence of what she goes through here.
Precrime can only predict murders. She's psychic, period.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
bureaucracy.
and there's a
Great
thing
time.
about
is-
murder that is very disruptive, which is why it registers the way it does. It's a little hard because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, why
to
stop at
actually-
murder?
I mean,
Why-
in
I
a
mean-
future, I could see how they could do that. If somebody has the ability to see the future, they can kind of target what brain waves for each thing.
Mhm.
So I could see that working. But the only thing, this was a cool scene until you realize they have cameras everywhere. Just use the cameras. You'll find them.
until they go outside.
Wait,
But
take
even
the-
then,
But didn't we learn the Born Identity that there are always holes in these camera fields?
Yeah.
This
right.
would have been a better sequence for him to use the face altering drug, honestly.
Yeah, it would.
so this is the hotel that Leo Crow is in. Leo Crow, who we don't know, we still don't understand his significance because he's never met him.
LF Crow, looking for Crow. I mean, come on. It's like,
The old woman, we saw her. He goes in the apartment. There's nothing there. He's like, then he realizes I'm in the wrong fucking apartment.
I do like that shot where it's like looking at her over his shoulder. I thought that was the lighting and everything was a neat shot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The look of the film is very good. Like I said, my faults with it are pretty few. So for me, it's hard to pick apart. 'Cause actually, I like the movie. This is the orgy of evidence, which
Certain angles, the guy looks like the son of Sam killer.
What's that?
Yeah.
Crow looks like the son of Sam. From
David,
when he first...
what was his name? Berkowitz?
Yeah, David Berkowitz.
So he finds a picture of what looks like his son, and then she's like begging him to leave. She's like, "You have to go. You have to go." And he's like, "No." He's like, "It wasn't a Minority Report. I am going to kill this man."
Like, yeah, look at him right there. Like,
Yeah.
No, that's true because he looks like Berkowitz. Then he just shows up.
He did. He
For
looked
some
like the
reason,
son of Sam.
he does.
He does.
did.
He's also
Yeah.
dressed like it's 1973.
Yeah.
Everybody else has like regular future clothes shit, and this dude shows up just looking like a bag of ass.
You should have gone to the Gap.
This is my favorite part. I really wish Tom Cruise would be like, "Will you shut up? I'm trying to kill this guy."
And also,
Yeah, she's just screaming.
like, why?
Being very distracting.
I would just took away any seriousness of what Cruise was doing because I was laughing every time they put out on camera.
I think it was to just, and this is me because woman perspective personally, I think they did it just to, like they were using her as a gag. And, you know, the trope of, oh, when women in danger, women scream or faint or,
Well,
I don't.
ah.
I mean, her perception, her perception of this, she's living it. I mean, she's not just living it; it's flashing in her head too. So I see it as just her the way she sees the future. I don't
see
think
her
it was
as her
anything.
reacting to being in that situation because she has already seen everything that happens, and she's now she's being forced to live in reality. So I see it. Yeah, I see this as nothing short of horrifying for her.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's at this point, she's like, you can make a choice. And this is where because he had told him, you know, he had to put him in a barrel and sunk him in the bay. But then because he knows his future, and this is where Precrime falls apart as well, he knows what he's supposed to do, and he chooses not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, "You're not going to kill me." They said, "Yeah." They said that, you have to kill me, otherwise, because they said they're going to take, set his family up and all this other bullshit if Tom Cruise kills him. And he's like, it's all set up. It's all fake.
This is a problem because they know how much time they had before the murder.
Yes,
but they don't arrive. I mean,
but it's a matter of inevitability.
They can still find it though.
Mind.
Yeah, I know that,
but change his mind. This guy kills himself. Tom Cruise doesn't kill him.
I know, but the you'd still have the Precrime people coming. They know what time the murder happens, so they would already have figured out where it is.
It's not a given that they're on time. Really, they almost
they would if it had gone the way it would have. If he'd actually killed him, they would have missed it, and that would have been the first murder in 6 years.
In the novel, and again, it's been 30 years since I read this, so let me just bear with the issue of what Anderson is the one who invented Precrime in the novel, right? He's
okay,
yeah, and he's being framed for something or whatever. I don't remember the whole premise there, but he gets to the point where he can kill the guy or not. And there's actually at least three predictions of what happened. He could kill him because Aaron supports the existence of the Precrime system. He could kill him, thus validating Precrime, right? Or he could choose not to kill him, but the whole system breaks down. Mm-hmm. Or he could choose to kill him because the guy wants to actually discredit Precrime so he can take over the world, basically, and implement martial law, right? because Precrime is so successful that the people will no longer let government do things like monitor them all the time because Precrime just gets all the crime, you know. So that was kind of what we was confronted with as a character in them, right? So here he gets confronted by pseudo child, whatever, the fake one, obviously, and the plot is so convoluted. Like they could have cut a half an hour out of this film by just deconvoluting the plot.
Accepted. Yeah, there were more in certain scenes than needed to be, but it was what it was. This is the part where Danny actually is putting it all together, though. He's like, "This is fucking retarded."
Yeah, I don't feel
Because
like
none of these other guys were homicide detectives before. But
Yeah,
they
this is
were
too
other
perfect.
things, then became pre-crime guys. He was actually a homicide detective. Where I like that. He's like, "This is what we would call an orgy of evidence." You know how many times I ever had an orgy of evidence? None.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that sure you could cut this down to 45 minutes if you want to, but the whole thing is that this is a detective story, so I'm kind of along for the ride with all the twists and plot flips. I'm kind of cool with it. I like that Danny's switch sides basically or switch gears here. I mean, he
Well,
wouldn't
that was
really.
unexpected. I did
Yeah,
like that it was it's like, what the fuck? Because he, like I said, you hate him and he's kind of a dick, but it's not that his conclusions are incorrect. It's just his methodology leaves something to be desired.
not much bedside manner with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in early and hard as a politician. And so you're immediately kind of distrusting of him. And it's not until you get to that scene where he starts putting pieces of the puzzle together and he realizes he's on the wrong track and he is headed down the wrong path.
And he cares
I
more.
like and
He cares more about the truth than he does
Right.
about busting Tom Cruise's balls.
right.
Mhm.
That's what he wants. He wants the truth. And
This was
Max
another
Ponce,
great
says he
kind of-
can't handle the
Yep.
truth.
You know what I
Yep,
don't
this
hear,
was a-
Danny? I
a
don't
great
hear any
twist.
sirens or alarms. You know why? Because pre-crime is offline.
Whoops.
Bang, bang. Uh-oh. And bang.
Rip.
Bye, Danny.
It was
And
nice
now
knowing
Lamar-
you.
Yeah,
And
so
a
he
boy.
wants to go see the wife, and they bring the weirdo in.
I believe that's her name in the credits. It's the weirdo.
The weirdo.
I didn't really like the scene. I didn't actually like this scene. There was so much love here, and then she goes through what should have been Sean's life,
hmm
and I didn't really know why she needed to torture them with that, because that's what it seemed to me it was. The life that should have been. That for a parent that's lost a child, that's like salt in the wound. I maybe because she's a fucking weirdo who's lived in a tank most of her life, she thought it would be somewhat comforting to them. But for me, I thought it was cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
It's
totally off base there?
It's cruel to John and his wife, but this is actually the way I watched it was it's much more of her being out of that horrible clinical drugged up setting and feeling more of her powers and getting to feel more emotions other than terror and fear. I mean, she definitely has other abilities besides predicting specifically murders.
Right.
She's out in the world for her first time getting fresh air.
Ginger!
And her
She's
being
letting
out,
it-
Ginger!
letting
You
all
are
that
the
air-
Minority Report. Hello, my friend.
I mean,
Good to see you out there.
her being out there kind of for
James.
the first time also, I would think that she doesn't really have the human interactions to understand that she's torturing these people. She's just feeling the what she feels, and she's just speaking her mind, which is what she's done in her entire life.
Yeah, I think so.
hmm
She doesn't have social graces. She's been in a tank her whole life.
Then run. But unfortunately, there's no time. It's over. The buddies come in. They slap the halo on him. This guy's kind of a dick because he's mad that John wrote him up a building.
That actor always plays a bad guy.
Dick. Yeah, he's just a dick. He's
Yeah.
he's just doing what he's doing. Here's the creepy scene of putting her back in the vat. They must have had to drug her the F out though to get her to go back in. You wouldn't think she'd go in necessarily voluntarily, would you?
No, she's got to be pumped full of it.
Hey, Chief. Welcome to my house.
I don't know if I'd want to be in that water.
And then this is where you get the unforced error here. She kind of lays out the whole thing about who was whatever that woman's name is. Anna Lively.
Lively.
I don't know. I'll look up women have been drowned. And she's like, I didn't say she'd been drowned. I guess I fucked that up. I'm probably going to kill you later. We'll talk about it then.
First,
and conveniently, John's gun is in a box in Lamar's office. All right, that's fine.
Now, since obviously Max von Sydow has a plan to murder her, wouldn't the precogs be set off?
You would think.
Well, at this point, they're back online though, right?
Well, all three of them.
Or maybe he doesn't have a plan to murder her.
It's not super clear.
That is a little bit of a sketchy point.
I like his line right here too. He's like, "You shouldn't be back here. Or you don't have clearance."
He left John's. I don't think this is John. I don't.
The
I don't
eyes are
think
in the
this
bag.
is his,
the eyes are still there.
Yeah.
I'd
I
like
don't
to
think
have
this
part
is
of
his
my
gun.
husband.
This isn't his gun. I don't think.
I thought
Max von Sydow's character.
Because I thought this is clearly the outline of a gun.
Yeah, but listen. Max von Sydow, he puts the gun on the ground in his apartment.
Oh,
he
that's
wipes
right.
it
Yes,
and drops it on the ground.
John's gun. That's right.
So this must be his gun, his personal gun.
How long do eyes stay good for in the future? Apparently, a lot longer than I think they do.
Yeah, that would be
Also,
like a
what?
bad mess already. Unusable.
It's just weird.
So Precrime is now a thing. It's now a national thing, and Lamar owns it, though, which is kind of what he wanted, which is why he set this course of events in motion. And yeah, she's broadcasting again. And it's again her feed of Anne Lively's murder. But now they're broadcasting it into the hall for all to see. And he's like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." So, and the way he pulled it off was he hired someone to kill her. Precrime stopped it, and then he basically committed an echo murder on top of it to kill her.
He immediately came into the crime scene and disguised himself, and then actually killed him. Yeah. So it would look like
because the precogs would have echoes. They would sometimes replay the events. And he wanted to kill her because Anne Lively was Agatha's mother, and she wanted her back, and that would have disrupted his plan.
That kind of bothered me. The police just leave the victim there by themselves after almost getting murdered.
Right. It's the future, man. Actually, this would almost be the present back then.
Too much money to
that looks an awful that guy, that one particular scene made that guy look an awful lot like our former president. Just saying.
Yeah.
I am so thoroughly fucked. Because he knows at this point he doesn't have a way out either, because now he's screwed. And then victim. So he's no shit planning on killing him. It's not the I might be killing you.
And it's a red ball. it's a crime of passion. It's not premeditated.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know he was going to do this 20
Right.
minutes ago.
Right. He has to
Right.
now, or he thinks he does.
Well, because now it's the paradox. If he doesn't kill John, pre-crime, it serves no purpose. If he does kill John, he's going to go to jail.
Yep.
So he takes an interesting third option. And I don't know if in that last minute he actually had the remorse, or who knows, but he ends up just killing himself.
And it's fairly satisfying.
It is. Like I said, pre-crime is still going to be screwed, but he doesn't have to see it fail.
Yeah, he won't be there.
Which I guess is something.
That's what a waste of office space at this point now.
Right.
And so him and she's now pregnant again. They're they're finally getting on with their lives, which it is an understandable his hang up, why he falls apart. It's a completely understandable thing. His passion with pre-crime, why he wanted to stop it all, because his son was taken. I mean, you get all that, and her leaving because of basically his falling apart, and all these things do make sense contextually as far as their relationship goes.
It's believable.
It is, and now the precogs are all living in a cabin far, far away,
where no one
nothing but nature. Until you make the series of Minority Report, which lasted a few episodes, maybe I don't know if it lasted a full season.
Wow, I didn't even know about that.
It was an interesting concept.
Yeah, there is. There was a show based on and it was post events of Minority Report.
Yeah. Basically, I think it was Dashel, like the twin that typically like disagreed with his brother, like tried to get involved in the police force, but hide the fact that he was a precog because they weren't allowed to use precogs anymore. It was an interesting concept.
Yeah.
It was a short-lived TV series. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, 10 episodes.
So they were all named for mystery writers. So Dashiell Hammett, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Agatha Christie. That's just where you get your precogs names from. But I think there were, despite were there failings in this movie, sure. But I think there are a lot of good elements here. But I mean, that's what you get with Philip K. Dick. God damn it, Jacob. The story arc of John, I think, is very good and very well done. I think Lamar's motivations, dark though they be, are also it works. I mean, he had to set like I said, he had an awful lot of work to do to put this into motion, to make it play out. The notion of pre-crime, I personally think is a tough one, because of the paradox that it's created. And as the police force, they don't, they go and they arrest the people. But like John, if they'd known the course of their actions, they could have changed them. That's why he didn't kill the guy, because he knew he was supposed to kill the guy. That's the only reason he didn't do it. So it's a fatal flaw in pre-crime. But you can't sell pre-crime that way, man. It's just I think like I said, I think there was a lot of good stuff in here.
I like the ideas in this movie. I just think they were a little messy. There was just some inconsistencies and stuff that just didn't make sense that could have been left out, and I just thought it was a messy put together. But there are things I enjoy about this movie.
And of course, and like I said, my favorite scene, the eye scene, is my favorite scene, and the disgusting refrigerator.
And I thought that the plot used in the film let the actors and the set work and all that down. Like, they could have just made a much better plot to tell the story they did in the movie. Again, pretend the book didn't exist. Just to tell the story they wanted in the movie about this sort of this pre-crime problem, the frame job, and all that. I think they could have just implemented the plot better and cut out all my pet peeve, which is all the cuts to people's horrible facial expressions. They would keep doing it.
I didn't, like I said, I like the movie. I don't have a lot of hang-ups with it. There are some minor stick points that I can like go, okay, that's fine. Not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Especially in the context of modern
Well, it's
filmmaking.
not
This was the first of its kind for a lot of things, though.
Yeah.
This predates the J.J. Abrams lens flare. And then you get, I think I don't think it was quite as cruel as J.J. Abrams likes to be with the flashing light thing. The entire film is shot in that, that kind of I forget what the technique was called again.
Bleach bypass.
Something bleach.
Bleach bypass.
Bleach bypass.
But I thought it had an interesting look to it. That didn't bother me in the least. I thought a lot of the technology used was kind of cool. I like the spiders. The self-driving cars, Shieldwall likes a lot. I think there's a lot of problems in the self-driving cars, especially the fact that the government can just stop you if there's a problem. That's like but yeah, as far as movies go, like I said, I thought it was all right. I know it's kind of half and half with the panel on this one though, and it's funny because it's not even like mild dislike. It's like fucking I don't like this movie or I like the movie. So
sometimes like a movie could be a really good movie, but the way it's put together just doesn't appeal to you.
It's not a bad movie. It's not like Acolyte bad or anything. It's just I just don't care for it.
Wow,
like,
you went like way over.
It's okay if other people don't they like it. I'm not like you guys are all morons for liking that. It's not like that at all. It's just I particularly don't.
It's
really
one of these things
it.
like Matt said. Like Matt said, take the short story out of it. Cool concept, just badly executed.
Yeah, it's not as bad as any of the Highlander sequels, for example.
God.
Also, that's those are weird. Like I said, I don't know. I didn't have the problems that you guys have with this movie, but that's our thing though. I mean, we don't always agree on a film.
It's all right.
I think like Total Recall, I think is a worse movie. It's also entertaining. I don't mind watching it, but I don't think it is as good a movie as this.
It has at least as many holes in it. At
Are you talking about
least.
Total Recall?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Total Recall.
Oh yeah, Total
The
Recall.
old one or new one?
It's like
I didn't watch.
No, the new one is garbage. The old one is is great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch.
But it's funny though. So same authors though. So Total Recall, Minority Report, and Blade Runner.
Same universe.
I mean, Blade Runner is. I mean, that's like it's my number one or my number two movie, depending on my mood. The Thing is the other movie, but that is absolutely top tier.
Yep.
So it is just it's a matter of who's doing what. But so I like this movie, and then for me, in the order would be actually the next thing would be Man in the High Castle, minus seasons 3 and 4, but that's a whole another subject. Yeah. And then this, and then Total Recall as far as the order of precedence. Are there any other Philip K. Dick adaptations that I'm missing?
Well, the Blade Runner, Blade Runner, a
gazillion things.
Isn't iRobot one of them?
No, that's Isaac Asimov.
No, that's Asimov.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which again has not had anything resembling a good adaptation like ever.
I didn't mind iRobot. iRobot would be below all the other movies I just talked about, but I mean this had the cast in this I thought was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, one of the Peter's how do you pronounce his name? Stormare?
Stormare.
I pronounce it Stomar, but I could be wrong.
But that dude, again, anything he's in, he raises the quality of whatever part of the movie he's in it for. In Constantine, and that stupid asteroid movie with Ben Affleck, and Fargo,
did any of y'all
which
watch
was just a phenomenal movie anyway.
Did any of y'all watch Longmire?
Yes.
I've never seen Longmire.
Yeah,
I love
he was
that.
in Longmire. He was great in Longmire.
and then he played Berlin in the Blacklist. That's a pivotal.
Oh, I
character.
didn't. I don't think I got that far in the Blacklist. I ended up stopping Blacklist for a myriad of reasons. It was a good show. Frank Grillo, who I never actually saw in this movie, but apparently there. Max von Sydow is again. He's another actor who can't be bad.
Didn't you ask me? Didn't they do Man in the High Castle?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know they did a Scanner Darkly.
I forgot about Through Scanner Darkly. That was fucking horrible. I don't know if anybody liked that. I did not like that movie.
I like that one, but I'm a sucker for rotoscope animation.
That one was a rough.
Max
that one was
von
rough for me.
Sydow.
Keanu Reeves. Oof. But
I put Max von.
Go ahead.
I put Max von Sydow in with what's his name? Christopher Lee, with the guy that played Gandalf.
Yeah.
They're all classically trained actors that we're sadly losing.
Oh, what's that actor's name? The guy with the face who looks like him with a brick. Gary Sinise. No, Gary Sinise. He did one of his movies is a Philip K. Dick movie.
Oh boy, I got nothing here.
One of the Kingpins was in it.
Nope.
The Law and Order Kingpin. What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah, he was in that movie.
What is the name of it? Because I got nothing in my mental Rolodex.
Something about cloning or antimatter bombs or
2001 Imposter.
Okay, there you go. See, so my brain is decaying, guys. All the medication.
That's another Philip K. Dick adaptation?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find it because
I just looked it up.
By and large, I enjoy them. Like I said, Through Scanner Darkly, not so much. And Total Recall, it's a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie. I'm not gonna trash the movie, but it's a popcorn movie. This I think was a much better film, and like I said, than Blade Runner. Man in the High Castle. I don't know if everybody saw that one. The seasons 1 and 2 were fucking gold, and then the writers decided to ruin it and did one of these things with it. It's like
it's like every show. It seems like in the modern era, they'll have one that starts out strong and then it'll go woke and it'll go off a cliff. Or something.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, they fucked up John Smith, who I fucking loved as a character. He was just fascinating. Now, again, like all Philip K. Dick adaptations, Man in the High Castle is wildly different. But anyway, we had a lot of different opinions about this movie tonight, and that's good. It's good that we don't all like the same stuff. If we did, there's almost no point to art. Art is a subjective thing. Movie making is art. Unless you're talking about The Fifth Element, in which case it's not art. And everybody should be burned at the stake because of that likes that film. So I want to thank the panel tonight. This was a fun discussion. There's a lot, except for Joker. This was a lot of fun. There's a lot of good back and forths here. And I enjoyed it very much. And I wanted to thank Barbara and Adam so much for being first timers here. And of course, our chats always bringing very good commentary and quite honestly, Bush wasn't nearly as offensive tonight, and I don't quite know what to do with that. And Ninja, I still have your painting is hanging right above my desk right now, with the girl in the thermal bandages. So it's right up there. So I can look up there and I can think about that magic night. Bush, that's kind of your thing. When you're not offensive, I don't know what to do with you. So, and Jacob, your fucking memes, dude. Those were you're killing me every week now.
He's cheeky.
You're just nailing it.
He's cheeky.
So, next week we are going to be here and we're talking about a movie that I thought was way better than it is. The Last Starfighter, from 1984.
Oh,
what? That movie is awesome.
That's just a classic.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen it since then, but
neither had I.
That's going to be
and I
another
watched
Wolven,
it this
right?
week. Oof.
I love
So,
that.
I think it's
we are
better
going
than
to
Wolford.
have the Eclectic Goat is going to be our guest next week because I needed to make it up to her for our free range that was not. So she'll be here with us, and that I expect that's going to be a fun show. And again, that's going to be Thursday at 5 Pacific Standard because that's when we are always here short of disaster. So join us next week. So let's go around the horn, talk about what we have coming up, and then we will jump on out of this thing. Shieldwall, my good fuck my life, my good friend. What boosh, what do you have coming up, buddy?
So on Thursday of next week, I'll be on Jacob's channel, and we will be looking at the movie. Whoop, hold on.
Island in the Sky.
Island in the Sky, 1953, John Wayne. I've never seen that movie before, so that'll be an interesting watch. Yeah. And then I'll be here next Thursday on your channel for Last Starfighter. So
Again,
I have to watch that again and see if it holds up or if it
for
was another
me,
Wolfen fever dream.
It's there's going to be a lot of words next week. A lot of words.
Like Death Blossom.
Whoop. Yeah, the fucking Death Blossom. That's what I wanted to blow up my house while I was watching them. At least it's short. That's the best thing I could say about it.
Yeah.
Joker, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Well, aside from next week coming back here for the Last Starfighter, as you know, the world of the WWE and professional wrestling never sleeps. There is no off season, so that's what we have for When Tonight is overbooked. Myself, Matt, our friend of the channel, Left IDO, and Bradley Burnett, the Duke Devil 95, where we talk about the goings on in the world of professional wrestling. Jacob is our moderator here. If you don't know about wrestling, it's fine. You'll learn. Come on over. Have fun.
Right.
Sounds almost like a threat. You'll learn.
Oh, no, it's a threat.
What you gonna do?
Jacob Ironside. Buddy, what's going on?
Yes.
What do you got coming up?
Saturday, I will be on with Dark Hour. We'll be discussing Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Ooh,
nice.
Then,
I like that movie.
Then my show on Tuesday, Island in the Sky, and then I'll be back here next week for this show.
When's our next X-Files? That's going to be the beginning of March?
Yep. Uh-huh.
All right. So I got to get caught up. I watched that like the weekend before. I enjoy watching those X-Files shows a lot. They make me happy. Beard of Liberty. Sir, when not hunting people on your property allegedly, what do you have coming up next week?
Yes, thank you. I finally got you.
Too many jokes.
Allegedly in that statement. See, tomorrow, Friday night, time to be determined. It's kind of whenever we feel like it. Squeaker Mouse and I will be playing some more 7 Days to Die on my channel. We finished up our Blood Moon a week or two ago. Been kind of inconsistent. It's been one of those things like when we have time and want to, that's when we stream. So no real schedule there. But then I'll be back over on Jacob Ironside's channel for Island in the Sky next week, and then here for The Last Starfighter. Honestly, one of a classic favorites of mine. So I'm looking forward to debating you. Roman.
Really, that's good. When did you see that movie last, Beard? Do you remember?
At the very least within the last couple of years, I think at least maybe once in the last year. It was actually the movie that I chose whenever I was first invited to be on After the Weekend as a guest. So it was like one of my intros.
Wow.
Into,
I probably hadn't seen it since '84. That was probably the last time I saw it.
So I'm looking forward to getting into that with you guys. And actually, speaking of After the Weekend on Mondays is coming back. I don't know exactly when. There are going to be some changes. Some of the streaming platform, if anybody who uses StreamYards knows exactly what's going on. We've been still trying to figure some stuff out, but we're going to be coming back. Just don't give up on us. You'll see something soon, hopefully.
Oh, dear. Not you. Something just fell behind me. I can only assume one of my action figures just leapt to its death. And do me a favor, Beard. Ask Miss Mouse if she'd like to be on March 6th for a free range show.
You just
Okay,
said,
I know it is convenient for you to do so.
She's right there.
Matt, what is going on over in New Jersey? What is coming our way?
Oh God, New Jersey! It means you're getting drone swarmed out there. That's what you need. So I'm hopefully crossing my fingers. I will be able to maybe start doing a little content on my channel again. I'm feeling I can sit at my desk long enough now. I'll have to see how it goes. Maybe this weekend I'll put a little video. I don't know. But other than that, Wednesday night overbooked next week. This show next week. And that's all that's going on in the immediacy.
Right on, right on. Sammy, the repeat. What do you have coming up, buddy?
Big week for me.
Oreos.
Yes, more Oreos, wall-to-wall Oreos. So it's finally here this Saturday. Cave Cast is dropping. And then on Sunday, I have our two lovely guests here hopping on over to my channel. With some people on my channel. And then my band also has a album that should be hitting iTunes and Spotify, I think, by the end of the night. So
nice. Yeah.
Hooray.
You gotta once that pops up and is available, you gotta spread that info, Sammy.
Oh, we'll do. But yeah, so it is gonna be it's going to be a pretty fun weekend for me, and that's about it. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to Last Starfighter because I haven't seen that since I was about like 5 years old. So this is going to be interesting.
But you just need to prepare yourself. Mando, what is going on in your world?
This Saturday, we are back rolling the math rocks or dice for you normies. And we are going on an adventure, but not in our favorite rocket ship. We are, I think, riding camels again in the desert or something. We're in Australia, so some spider thing. I don't know. But if you like Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop role-playing games, and the like, please swing by my YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are doing a Call of Cthulhu D&D 5e conversion campaign, and we are having a ton of fun, and you should be there because everyone likes D&D, even if you don't know what D&D is.
That was a lot. I didn't understand. I would call it as much as 75% of what you just said, but I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm not against it. Barb and Adam, what do you guys have coming up over at B-Roll Stage?
Oh, it's a busy week for us.
Yeah, it
no doubt
is.
about it. Should I take this, Babs, or you want
Oh, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, well, tomorrow, as every Friday, we are doing our live riff show called B-Sides over at B-Roll Stage. And lots of usual suspects will be there. We're going to watch Love Slaves of the Amazons.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Saturday, I will also be on Two Hosts with Dark Hour talking about Crouching Tiger. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yes.
And then Sunday, Babs and I will both be joining Sammy for the news of the week.
Yeah,
Right
I'm
on.
super excited for it.
Oh, and we're hovering around 950 subscribers right now.
Ooh.
So the push for
Nice.
1,000
Yeah.
is real.
Nice.
Anybody,
Yeah.
you can give us a little sub and an interaction. We would be forever in your debt. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the last time I checked, we were at 947, 949.
Nice.
So, yeah,
It's happening.
it's
Threshold.
happening.
Threshold. That is awesome. So again, everybody on the show, everybody's info is in the description of the show. So go check all the channels out, and
I just have
check them out
one more
and
thing
sub.
to say. Just
Yes,
one more
yes,
thing.
sir.
I'm really glad we could have Babs and Adam on. It's great to have
thanks,
them.
Julie.
I
Oh,
hope they
it was
can come
fun.
back soon.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
super fun to be here.
No, it's a nice civil discussion. I'm always looking to hear other people's opinions. I don't have any investment about being right about anything on the internet, so discussion is always welcome. So thank you for hosting us, Roman, and thank you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here, guys. Again, first time on the show. We try to have fun over here despite, Joker's best efforts. So, you do what you can. You do what you can. That's my guy. So we're going to roll out again. Join us next week, Thursday at 5 Pacific Standard for The Last Starfighter. And the week after that, we are going to be in free range territory. And we'll see what comes out of the week in news. It is usually something horrible and painful, but that's all part of the experience, folks. Otherwise, why would we do this? So thanks for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Check out the guests over in the description. And until next time, be kind.
Toodles.